Well, the Philadelphia Phillies continue their journey towards a World Series championship after beating the San Diego Padres 4-3 in Game 5 of the NL Championship Series. But could a Phillies World Series win be followed by an economic downturn? Yahoo Finance's Schafer is here to break it out. I mean, I don't know. Is it superstition? Is it really rooted in fact?
We should probably start with the caveat that these indicators are really just kind of fun, right? It's like when we talk about the Super Bowl indicator every year, which, by the way, has been proven wrong this year. Normally, when an NFC team wins, the market goes up. That clearly hasn't happened. So that gives you an idea how these sports indicators work. But we'll give you the Phillies one. So the Phillies have only won 2 World Series, Akiko, 2008 and 1980. For most of our viewers that listen to us talk about the downturn that we might be experiencing or might not be, those years stick out, right? Mm-hmm. But the one thing that sticks out to me when you look at this chart specifically, too, so you can see when the Phillies win, the market has gone way down, right? But when they won in 2008, the market was down nearly 40% that year, but it actually went up 23% the next year, because 2008 was kind of midway to almost the end of the crisis as far as what we saw in the markets. 1980 was a little bit different. 1980, the market was up that year and then went down about 10% next year. So even using this indicator, I don't really know if you can come up with a clear, well, it always goes up the year after, because it was actually different. One thing it was a sign of was a recession. So maybe instead of looking at 2 quarters of down GDP, we can just watch the Phillies.
Is this a reason to root against the Phillies? Right? I mean, we don't really know.
I think America's going to be rooting for the Phillies either way.
So, yes, I think so, because of the Astros' history. Mm-hmm. Cheating. But let's talk about how the MLB sees this. Because, going into the playoffs, it was the Yankees, Aaron Judge's, home run record, the Dodgers, their regular season record. And here we are at the end of the season talking about the Astros and Phillies, not major markets. They do have followings, but what's the expectation on ratings there? Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I think one thing that sticks out to me is Game 1 is Friday night. This Friday night, which is a good night for sports right now. You're going to have the NBA and NHL, but you're not going to have big football. And they avoid Sundays throughout the whole World Series schedule, which is really huge. You just don't want to play with the NFL.
You're not going to win.
I think the Phillies are a fun narrative. And like you said, a lot of people, because of the Astros cheating scandal, want to root against them. This Phillies team is fun. They dance after they win. The crowd goes crazy. They really weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. So it's a fun narrative from a star power perspective, though. I don't know, so we'll have to see.
Feels like the Phillies have momentum on their side. They weren't expected to be here at all.
I love the momentum pick.
Yeah,
I grew up a Red Sox fan, so I buy into that narrative.
We're both going to pick the Phillies. Not going to keep it a secret. All right, thanks so much for that, Josh.